I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Luton against Everton. There's not much really I can go over from a coaching point of view, so there's just a key sort of couple of decisions that I'm going to go on about. And this is the first one, which is, could have been a penalty. Do I think it is? And this is where the problem comes in the modern game. This is a penalty. Have I seen it given this year in the Premier League? 100% have I. And look out for those, because I'm also doing a compilation of every goal that every single team has scored and conceded, and I've done an analysis of on a long stretch. So you can see some of these teams concede goals exactly the same way, and especially with free kicks and corners and so on. Look out for that at the end of the season. But right now, as we move this on just a little bit, look, we can see there's a little bit of contact there. I'm happy the ref hasn't given it as a pen. But you know what? At the beginning of the season, they would have given that hands down. VAR would have jumped in because they wanted to be all self-important about doing nothing in a little box in the middle of nowhere. And they probably would have given that. I'm thankful they didn't. Let's get on to the next goal. So as we can see, he's got both arms kind of wrapped around him right here. As we move this on, right? This is the weird part, right? Is he fouling him? Yes. But right here, this is where the defender needs to be smarter and let go. He knows he's already got him here. He just needs to stop looking at where he's looking for the ball, start paying more attention to marking the player, and actually track the player. If he does, his team end up with probably a win here. He costs his team a win here. He might have cost his team staying up in the Premier League just by not trying to foul the guy and actually just trying to mark the guy and play football instead. We used to say this when we were coaching as well, all the time. Football wins. So if you just do football, football does win games. And what we're really saying is all the other little stupid, cheap tactics that might do okay for half a game or this, that, and you just don't. Just do what you're supposed to do and eventually it wins. And then you get better at it and then you get better at it and you just keep winning and winning. If you're doing silly things like this in the box, you're not going to win the game because eventually you're going to get caught, you're going to get caught out, and you know what? You could go down because of it. Well, look, Luton really needed these 3 points today, and it's a shame they didn't get them, and this is the reason why. Watch this guy jump up in the air. Like, wow! He's like being almost carried. Look, mate, if you're putting that much effort in, they're gonna find it. They've got VAR, but it's not just there as well. This is the bad thing about it. Look, we've got another guy wrapping his arm around the guy's neck. Like, what are you doing defensively? You can't be doing these things nowadays. You're just gonna get caught, and caught they did. Clearly taking penalty. Not too bad. Keeper's not really got much. I just hate penalties, to be fair. Ugh, or awful. We all hate them. Let's be honest. We all hate them, and especially if it's our team in a penalty shootout or anything like that. Let's just get on to the next goal. This was a quality goal scored. And we're going to talk a little bit about, when this ball is in the air, it's shocking how many people cannot judge the flight of a ball in the air. A lot of that is they didn't play catch when they were a kid. So if you're struggling judging balls when it's, I don't know, I'd say above about 10, 15 foot in the air, what you really want to do is get yourself a tennis ball, start throwing it up and catching it, throwing it up and catching it, throwing it up and catching it, and judging that ball in the air. It's one of the best ways. It's really difficult with some people that struggle with that with their eyesight, but that's how you do it. You either whiz a tennis ball. Why a tennis ball? Because it's easier, because they can catch it with their hands and get it back to you 100 times faster than if you're trying to do it with a football. Because every single time they miss it with a football, it's real a pain. You've got to go get the football. It doesn't matter if you've got 20 of them. You get 20 goes and then you've got to go again. It's just with a tennis ball, it's so much quicker and easier to whiz that up and try and judge it and catch it, judge it and catch it. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because this defender completely and utterly misjudges the ball and he gets underneath it, and that's just misjudging. I mean, that's just awful. You shouldn't be misjudging a football in the Premier League as a Premier League player. It shouldn't happen. You're too good at this point. But I want to also talk about how easy it is for the midfield here in Luton to actually get the ball, take a little bit of a turn. They've got all the time in the world and there's no real pressure on the ball. This guy stood there with his arms up, so we know what that's going to mean in the Premier League. Someone's about to score in the next 5 seconds. Like, what are you doing, mate? You're not marking anybody. There's no one behind you. There's no one, that guy doesn't count. He's not really there. What are we doing? There's basically a 3v2 situation here. Come and help your teammate, and they don't. And this guy here has all the time in the world on the ball to spray a pass. I love the fact he's calling for the ball. It's nice and easy for him to spray this pass. To be fair, this is a great takedown and a finish. Really great takedown and a finish. But the only reason the takedown and finish and strike is possible is because this defender completely and utterly misreads the pass, which is shocking. Here it is. Look, here it is. As it's coming down, completely misreads it. Dosh on his chest. It takes a little second and gets his finish away. That's too easy. Absolutely too easy. And the other point why he's misreading it a little bit here, well, not a little bit, a lot, it hits this guy's chest. He gets manhandled and bullied out of the way. And he's got to be stronger in this situation. Watch this Dush there. Has to be stronger in that situation. However, if he could read the ball better, he'd be just a yard back, maybe a little, just half a yard back, and he would have been receiving it in his chest, or he would have been perfectly able just to header the ball out, and he's in no man's land there. He can't do either of those things, and he's not strong enough. So it's one of those things when you're doing something wrong, don't do something wrong, and he does two things wrong, misjudges the ball and isn't strong. But there we go. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.